Ghosts and ghouls, demons and aliens, monsters and worse. Only here on Ghost or What, the best channel for original scary stories. Our next story is Abandoned House. Truth or dare? Selena asked Samantha while filing her nails. Truth, Samantha replied calmly. You are no fun. Selena shook her head at her bad choice. Well, I would choose what I want to choose, she snapped back. Okay, if that is the case, Selena rolled her eyes. Do you have a crush on any of us present here? Well, she hesitated for a while. I could see that she was blushing. Yes. And that is it. No more questions. My turn is over. Me, Samantha, Selena, Ryan, and Justin were sitting in Samantha's house. We had planned to watch a movie when the movie was finished. Everyone was still in the mood of partying, so we started drinking and chatting. After some time, everyone got bored of this as well, so we started playing Truth and Dare. This is no fun, I interrupted. What do you mean? Samantha asked with a frown. Well, you are asking silly questions, making it more like a children's game, I replied, rolling my eyes. What do you want to do then instead of this? She asked in a sarcastic tone. Well, hey Justin. I moved my attention to Justin. Truth or dare? Dare, bro, he replied with a wink. Go get a beer for all of us. I stopped for a while. Without money. Onto it, he smiled and left. After his leave, I looked at Samantha and grinned. You asked him to shoplift? She exclaimed, her eyes wide open. What if he gets arrested? He will not. This is not his first time. I calmed her. After about 15 minutes, Justin returned with 10 beers in his hands. He placed those on the tabletop and sat beside me. You asked for one for each. I decided to treat you all with 2, he laughed. Okay, now your turn. Justin looked at me. Dare, definitely. I shrugged. Well, since I knew you would select this, he stopped and cleared his throat. So on my way to the beer store, I came across a house, which looked deserted to me. He stopped and looked at everyone. I would like to see you spend an hour there. That is insane, Selena interrupted. That house has been abandoned for almost a decade. Yeah, Ryan agreed with Selena. And I have heard that it is haunted for several years. That is the whole point, Justin replied, calmly. That is what makes it interesting. But Selena wanted to argue, but I stopped her. Fine with me. I said out loud, I have no issue, just 1 hour, and I will be back then. Let's go, everyone. Ryan stood up. Let us drop him there. We all stood up and got out of the house. I had brought some liquor with me. I could see that Samantha and Selena were still worried about everything. I calmed them and assured them that everything would be fine. I looked at the house. It was just a 1-story building with just a ground floor. I took a big gulp of the liquor and entered the house. I switched on the flashlight. I was looking around with the help of the flashlight. Selena was right. The house looked like it was deserted for more than a century. The furniture was broken, and the tiles were also broken in several places. The roof seems damaged, as the water was leaking through it. I wondered where the water was coming from, as there was no rain falling outside. I kept moving, as the whole house smelled bad. I wanted to run away, but I had to agree to a dare, and I was here to complete it. I picked a place which was cleaner than the rest of the house, and sat there. I was sitting there, surfing through my phone, when all of a sudden, I heard something falling in the kitchen. I quickly got up from my place to find the source. I flashed my light there and saw a cat standing. I almost had a heart attack. Then I let out a sigh of relief and started to calm my nerves. I came back to my solace and sat there. I did not realize and I started sleeping. After some time, I woke up to a loud band at the back of the house. I wondered what that could be. I stood up and walked toward where I thought I had heard the sound. But there was nothing. Everything seemed fine to me. I flashed my light around the place. Then I let out a loud scream as I saw a kid sitting in the corner. I flashed my light there again, but there was no one. I must have imagined it, I thought to myself. But that imagination had shaken me to my core and I wanted to leave. As I looked at my watch, I realized it had only been 15 minutes. There were still 4 to 5 minutes to go. I decided to go back to the front and sit beside the door. As I was moving back, I heard the creaking of the floor behind me. As I turned around, there was no one. I started panicking. My heart was racing, and I was sweating badly. I wanted to leave the place right then. I came outside and sat by the door. I decided to involve myself with my phone. I was looking at it, but my mind was wandering somewhere else. All of a sudden, I felt as if I had seen someone moving from the corner of my eyes. I immediately looked up, but there was no one. My heart was beating so loud that I was certain that the whole town was able to hear it. I looked at the watch. Still 35 minutes were left. Then I felt like someone was dribbling the ball in the next room as I could hear the ball hitting the floor. But I did not have the courage to check it, so I stayed in my place. I stood up from my place, but still stood beside the door. I was constantly looking outside through the window, as I did not want to have a look at the house. I was lost in the view when I saw some lady's reflection in the window behind me. That was it for me. I screamed loudly and ran out of the house. My friends were standing nearby talking and laughing. When they saw me coming outside, they were screaming. They got worried and ran toward me. Before they could ask me about the situation, I fell to the ground and fainted. When I woke up, I found myself on my bed inside my room. I looked around and found all 4 of them standing by the bed. Their faces clearly show their worries. They told me that I had woken up after 2 days and that I was constantly suffering from the fever. They asked me what had happened, and I told them everything from the cat till the woman. They could not believe it and thanked God that I came out safe and sound. That was indeed the most terrifying experience of my life that I could never forget. Did you think that was the end? The terror never ends. Subscribe to our channel to hear more horror stories, only on Ghost or What.